The terrors of the Gettysburg battle are world famous and well known, and always remembered. One of the nation's bloodiest Civil War battles, Gettysburg haunted battlefield housed thousands of lost souls. After gunfire ceased in the humid morning of early July 1863, thousands of men, 40,000 men, lay dead or dying throughout the field. A first-hand description is given by a New Jersey soldier who was first to witness it all was reported. This individual was tasked with burying the dead here, and his report has stuck through hundreds of years, remaining unforgettable and completely disturbing. He stated he saw some with faces bloated and blackened beyond recognition, made with glassy eyes staring up in the blazing summer sun, others face down and clenched the bits of grass and earth, was told of the agony of their final moments. There lay a headless trunk, served limb or two, and they lay in a gross decay abnormal positions that contorted their human form. Most of these soldiers were buried right where they fell, sometimes even buried together in unmarked mass graves. Apparitions and spiritual remains have been reported across the field for decades. Three of the most haunted spots on the Gettysburg battlefield include Devil's Den in Ivor's Pits, the Devil's Den, Saxtrum Bridge, and more. Located at the foot of the famous Little Round Top, the slaughter pit is one of the bloodiest portions of the Gettysburg battlefield. Upon the conclusion of the Gettysburg battle, the ground at the slaughter pit was found wholly covered with bodies of the dead. One couldn't see the grass underneath them. This area was filled with Civil War soldiers who were ambushed, unable to fight back. Most Confederate troops stationed here perished where they hid. General Crawford was placed near the Riven with his division to support the Guards division, and on the second day of the battle, the sense that erupted following an attack by the enemies. This area can be described by the general himself. I heard the cheers of the army, and looking in front across the low ground, I saw our men retreating in confusion. Fugitives were fighting across in every direction. Some of them rushed through my lines. I directed the command at once to advance. Hardly at the men unmatched from their hill before the battery of the enemy, stationed on a bridge beyond the wheat field open, the grape and canister. And as soon as the skirmishers opened fire on the cannoneers, the battery limbered up and fled. I then formed a line and then directed it across the wheat field to clear the woods. In doing this, they came upon a bridge of Hood divisions under Zen Anderson or Zen Bonham. Composed of Georgia troops, they attacked them, capturing 260 prisoners. The battle fed on the 15th soldier retaking nearly all the ground that had been lost, and over 7,000 stands of arms. Beside one 12-pound Napoleon gun and 3 complete Hutchinsons, and the wounded who lay entirely uncared for. One of the deadliest spots on the Gettysburg battlefield, Little Round Top, was located of 134 casualties on the Union side as well as another 279 killed on the side of the Confederacy. On July 2nd, 1863, the battle here took place and resulted in a Union victory, even with the resulting Union death toll of being half of those of the Confederate loss. The battle was geographically crucial to the Civil War as a whole because whoever controlled the Little Round Top could domain the countryside to the west for miles upon miles. With the Union Army invades mainly to the north of the top, the hill represents the extreme left flank on the Union's line, and losing it would have been disastrous. Little Round Top slope is even known as the Valley of Death, to the extreme amounts of lives lost in such relatively small plates. After the battle, the Union soldiers experienced an unadulterated joy and victory. Still, heartbreak set in soon after night fell, and the soldiers looked to the ground at their brothers in arms, lying motionless. The angel of death had indeed proven itself, handing out some fearsome work at Round Top that day. Today, Little Round Top and the Slaughtered Head are available for viewing, and the visitors can cite the report accuracies and disembodied voices. One account, who is most particular and tells a harrowing story coming from a group of Civil War reenactors in the area that they were creating a film called Gettysburg. As they worked, they were approached by a Union soldier who reeked of sulfur and was haggard and dirty. The workers assumed he was just an extra for the film, but they quickly changed their mind when the soldiers handed them ammunition for their guns, which they believed to be blank rounds. It was later determined that the man was not an extra, and was not involved in the film whatsoever, and that he handed the crew several pistol time conditioned Civil War era musket rounds, not bullets. Thankfully, no one stopped the rounds, and added another soul to the death toll. How could the spirit interact so physically with the living? Triangular Field is stationed just northwest of Devil's Den in Gettysburg. Not much is to be found about this particular area of land, but hundreds of paranormal accounts have been reported coming from the field. Apparitions of Confederate sharpshooters have been sighted by the rocks near the bottom of this field itself. Disembodied voices have been sighted by the rock down near the bottom. Disembodied rebel yells have been echoed across the plains, and prisoners report seeing impressions of bodies in the grass crawling certain directions. Cannon and screaming are reported throughout the entire Gettysburg battlefield, but especially here at Triangular Field. The sound of moaning and dying soldiers are still heard even today, the energies echoing on. Union soldiers have been spotted at the field's left entrance, and many prisoners report being approached by men dressed in Civil War garb. Many prisoners assume they are reenactors, but later find out that no reenactments were occurring that day. Man, my eyes are really green tonight. Sorry. One of the strangest reports is no matter how up to date our technology advanced one's camera equipment is, it refuses to function while in Triangular Field. photos were taken later found to be nothing more than blank screens and white film. Distant sounds of wartime drums have also been heard soaring across the fields at Gettysburg. Most visitors who didn't set foot on the battlefield itself or even the surrounding buildings leave with an area with a paranormal story. Whether it's the reciting of a full body apparition or just whispers from the unseen soldiers in the air. And I have been many times at Neville's Den, Little Round Top. I don't think I've been at Slaughter's Pen, but if it's at the bottom of Little Round Top, like they say, then yes, I have been there. But only from the top of the hill, I've seen it looking down. I haven't ever seen or heard anything yet. I do admit it feels really odd. But, but other than that, I never really seen or felt anything, or heard anything actually, other than normal sounds of nature. And honestly, I would kind of like to hear or see something there now. Call me crazy, but I'm at the point. Due to its tragic history, the Gettysburg battlefield and the surrounding areas are crawling with ghostly soldiers and those who were involved with this movement. From the active fighters to the nurses who hid in the room behind the scenes. The lives lost at Gettysburg are truly astronomical and would have naive to think that horrors of the scenes witnessed here, as well as the horrors by the dying would leave an energetic imprint on the entirety of the land. Can be felt. 40,000 men died or suffered significant injuries on this on this area of land, and that the energy can be felt to this very day. Which is why I probably said it feels odd. Just setting foot on the ground of Gettysburg is a sombering experience. Taking the vastness of the grasslands, knowing that hundreds of bodies buried below your feet as you walk, unmarked graves dotting the landscapes. The land as a whole is truly shocked by the negative attachments that were born here years ago. Every time when my mom and I go to Gettysburg, I always say you can literally feel the energy of what happened there. I mean, now there are new buildings and stuff like that, but some of the buildings, like the Gettysburg House, for example, are still there from the war. The Farnsworth House is another. The orphanage is another. Some of the farmhouses from the war are still there. It's like a town trapped in time, like it never moved forward. And with all the negative energy and men who died in there, I don't blame it for not moving forward. I mean, it looks like, if you haven't been there, it literally looks like and feels like time stood still in the 18th century. And I'm happy to say that not next week or the week after that, but I'm going to say at least 3 weeks from now, I'll be heading to Gettysburg. I'm knowing that. So, yeah. Now that I'm almost done with the Gettysburg tour, I think I have 2 to 3 more things of stuff to talk about. I'm heading back. And hopefully, I'll figure out how to put my pictures in my videos. And also, hopefully, I am going to be able to hear and catch something. Like last time, phew, I don't know anything how to explain what I felt at the Farnsworth house or what I heard at the orphanage. And that was the first time I heard anything like that at the orphanage. And it was like pitch black in the dungeon, and it was pitch black outside pretty much. And it was probably like around 12 o'clock, 12:30 at the orphanage. Or 1 o'clock at least, one of the two. But man, I'll never forget what happened there, and maybe something else will happen. Hopefully not to that extreme error. But, yeah, I just can't explain it. Anyway, thank you for watching my stories and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, I am Haunted World, and this is my channel. I'll speak to you later. And until next time, pleasant dreams.